Hey everyone, how are you doing today? I am going to keep this live short, one, because my phone battery is not charged enough, and two, because of the fact that I have to be somewhere in 40-ish minutes. So let's do a quick chat, rant, teaching about manifestation, so that way we can all just start manifesting our dream life. I posted the live from yesterday up on my YouTube channel because it was highly requested to go up live. So if you were there yesterday or you missed yesterday's live, you can go to my YouTube channel and check it out. I also did upload a bunch of them and make them public. So you've got about 13 lives right now that you can watch, and there's 3 free masterclasses that are up. So there's a manifesting masterclass, and the manifesto for that is on sale right now. And there's a big sale going on my website. Also, there are 2 human design classes, and I honestly cannot even believe that I've made these 2 public because they're so fucking good. That's like $600 worth of free masterclasses just with those 2 alone. So if you are into human design or you want to learn your human design, I highly encourage you go watch them. I posted one of them on there because I have a projector and manifestor video, I think it is, where everybody was saying that the music was too loud, and that was like from like 3 years ago when I was learning to edit. So like, my bad, but I can't like edit it. So if you want to know about your human design energy type, and if you want to know about your not self theme and your signature, how to live in alignment with your human design, highly recommend you go watch them. Hey Dunson, I was just watching your latest YouTube video. Oh my God, that's amazing. I'm not sure if you mean, I think I've uploaded 2 videos, like 2 shorter videos, but I also did upload the live from yesterday as well. So what do we want to talk about in manifestation? You guys know that I just come on here and I'm like, what do the people need to hear? But today I'm very, very, very tired. That's why I have like no makeup on. So I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. But what do we feel called to talk about? So what were we talking about yesterday? We were talking about your self-concept a lot. Oh, the live from yesterday. Yeah, that one was pretty powerful. It was my first live I feel like I've done in a really long time. And I was just trying to like push through my sicky brain that I've been trying to work through. But yeah, there was a lot of gems in that one. So let's talk about this, because I think I touched on it yesterday, but I don't know if it's uploading because it was like 80% uploaded, and I was like, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just gonna go live. But there's either my last TikTok video or the one that will be after this, and it will be my last one, is talking about how your beliefs are what manifest. And a lot of people keep believing that they need this like specific manifestation method in order to manifest. And then where I see a lot of people not successfully manifesting is because they aren't putting enough attention on their mindset. They're not putting enough attention on rewiring their subconscious mind. They aren't noticing throughout the day what their beliefs are actually indicating to them. And a lot of people are unaware of what their limiting beliefs are. And when my clients ask me this, they're like, well, how do I know what my limiting beliefs are? You pay attention to the thoughts that you're thinking throughout the day. And this is why I always tell you, like a broken record, consciousness is the first step in manifestation. If you're not conscious, your unconscious mind will just keep running on the same programs all day long. The only way you can actually change a programming is to know and notice the programming. If you don't notice the programming, that's when you keep spiraling out. And what ends up happening is we have a programming that creates experiences, and then we've applied meaning and created stories based on all of that. So that's why it gets so deep and it gets really tricky. But when you're able to just be conscious and to notice the thoughts that you're thinking throughout the day, then you get to say, wait a minute, is this a thought that I want to keep telling? Is this a story I want to be my life? Is this how I want life to go for me? Or am I telling a story about something that is the opposite of what I want? And you guys know I always use money as like, that's my reference point because it's so tangible. But if you're all day long talking about and thinking about and telling stories about how money is really hard to come by, how you're always running out of money, how you can't afford the things that you want, then because the only moment that you're manifesting from is this moment right now, you keep re-manifesting moments and telling stories where you don't have the money. And a lot of people are like, yeah, but when I have the money, I'll stop saying that. And I'm like, no, you're never going to have the money because you keep saying that. And I get that you've been so deeply programmed. Like money is the most programmed thing. That's why I always talk about money. But Oh, there's a huge knot in my hair. But the only way you're going to manifest the money is if you change how you speak, feel, and talk about money. I say speak and feel, or speak and talk, because talk and like speaking, like how are you talking out loud to people and how are you speaking in your head about it? Because you might be saying something out loud, but you might also be saying something completely different in your head. And the thing is you want the thoughts that you're thinking in your head to align with the words that are coming out of your mouth, to align with the feelings, and to align with your expectations. If you keep expecting that money's going to run out, then money's going to run out because your inner world is creating your outer world. At any moment, you could just decide to start telling a different story with money. That's why the money game was so powerful. It was a program I taught in August or July. What is time? I don't know. Over the summer, I taught it, and it was a 30-day money manifestation challenge. And everyone was like, this was the most fucking powerful program I've ever been in. And I was like, dude, I know. And that's why I created it as an ebook, because it's so fucking good. But literally, you can change your entire reality with money or anything in 30 days, because your reality is always responding to you. It's always mirroring back and reflecting back to you how you're showing up in this present moment. And the thing is in order for you to change your reality, you have to change the story that you're telling. You have to change the beliefs that you are believing. You have to change how you're feeling right now. Even when, and this is what fucks a lot of people up, even when your reality hasn't changed. So even when you hopefully do difficult because you're not changing how you're feeling, and then you're trying to just do all of this heavy lifting to change how you think, but you still are dysregulated in your body, feelings over and over again. But when you instead stay, wait a minute, I'm stuck in a catch-22 right now where I want to manifest this, but I keep talking about the opposite of it. And because I keep talking about the opposite of it, I keep feeling like shit about this thing. And then I create a lot of resistance in my reality. And then I'm not manifesting what I desire. And that's when people get tired of how they are feeling. That would literally change your entire fucking life, and it would be so much easier. The internet is like going crazy right now, and I'm like in slow-mo. So I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but there's likes coming in. So hopefully you can still hear me. Let me know if I'm like not understandable or if I'm in slow-mo for you guys as well. But the thing is you have to realize that your reality is always catching up to you. So who you're being, how you're thinking, how you're feeling in this moment is what matters the most. And yes, that's why being delusional blew up. Because if you are being completely convicted and delusional about the reality that you want to manifest, it's a lot easier for you to stop giving your attention to the shit that's going on outside of you that you don't want to manifest. Because if it's something that you don't desire, then you don't put your attention on it. If it's something that you're not identifying with any longer, then you just laugh it off because you're like, that's old me. Like, I love her, I see her, but like we're not being her anymore. We're deciding to be a new version of ourselves. So that version of ourselves understands that the only way for me to change my external reality, and to change it really fucking quickly, because the universe doesn't work in time. That's a man-made construct. The universe works in energy. So the energy that you're giving off in the present moment determines the environment that you're in. But you've got to practice focusing more on your inner world and less on your outer world, because that's how you're actually going to manifest. You've got to stop giving attention to things in your reality that you don't want, because the more attention you give, you're feeding it energetically. That's why we say paying attention, because you're paying with your energy, and that is your most valuable resource. Hey, Sydney. I was going to tell you in the DMs that I was going live, but my phone was starting to die. So I was like, let me just get on here. But you are literally paying attention. Every time you're focusing on something, you're paying attention. So here's something that I want you to do from now on. When you notice that you're giving your attention to something that you don't want, I want you to do a pattern interrupt. That's part of neuro-linguistic programming. And this is how you stop your mind from unconsciously thinking the thoughts that you don't want to, and then conversely feeding your attention to it, which creates that pattern that you want to break and transcend. I want you to say, is this thing that I'm giving attention to something that I want to manifest? If the thing that you are giving your attention to is not the thing that you want to manifest, then you are no longer going to give your attention to it. I don't care what you have to do. I don't care if you need to go for a run. I don't care if you need to meditate. I don't care if you need to go play with your dog. I don't care if you need to take a nap. I don't care if you just need to change the thought that you're thinking. But you are going to ask yourself, is what I'm giving my attention to what I want to create in my reality? I don't care if it's happening outside of you. Is it something that you want to manifest? Because if you don't want to manifest it, you've got to stop thinking about it. You've got to stop talking about it. Hello, 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 hello. I read somewhere how energy is the highest form of currency. It is. It absolutely is. I had a money program that was a money membership that was going for a little bit until I just decided to open up my Manifestation Academy. And it was called Currency because, and there's a reason, right? Like, think about it. Electric currents, currency, current in the water, energy flows, money flows. Like, energy and water are very, very similar. Money is the same thing, but we've just been so programmed to believe that it's just this thing that's printed on a piece of paper, and we've been told that it doesn't grow on trees, but money does grow on trees. So, like, if you start challenging everything that you believe or everything you've been taught to believe about money, you'd be like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, logically, it doesn't even make sense. And when you understand the quantum realm and the quantum nature of reality, you realize that everything is just energy. And the thing is even like the smartest scientists in the world, like Albert Einstein always said, you cannot solve a problem in the energy that it was created. Something like that, not verbatim, but you get the point. Your energetic state is so important. And that's why I do a lot of work with you shifting your physiology, because if you can shift how you feel, it's conversely going to shift how you think without you having to do all of the heavy lifting with the mindset work, because your energy is driving your life. And when you can start being more mindful of what you're giving your attention to, because if you are giving your energy to something, it's basically like you're letting your energy be taken. But if you're staying empowered and you're staying in your energy and you're telling and focusing on empowering things, then you stand in your power. You're not giving it away to everyone and everything outside of you. And that's what a lot of people are doing, because society just teaches you to do that, to give your power away to your bank account, to give your power away to your boss, to give your power away to your friend, to give your power away to your mother. You're just constantly just like, when people are like making it rain with money, we're just making it rain with our energy. And then people are like, why am I so tired? Because you're not keeping any of your energy for yourself. You're so busy focusing on what's going on outside of you that you're not paying attention to what's going on inside of you. And the thing is when you start just paying attention to what's going on inside of you, you actually hold on to that energy, and then you have a reserve of energy because your energy isn't leaking out because you're not giving it away to people. You have to know that in order to change your life in any area, you have to be empowered in that area. When it comes to love, when it comes to money, when it comes to anything. Because think about it. What is magnetic? Something that's powerful, right? If we think about magnets are pulling things towards them because they are powerful. When you are operating at your highest frequency, you're powerful, you're magnetic. Law of attraction, you're manifesting what you're giving off. It's responding to you. That's why, like, I don't understand how we brought the patriarchy in manifestation and we're like, you're being tested. No, you fucking aren't. You're being matched. What you're giving off is what you're getting. And I know that you guys have heard me say this so many times, but I know that a lot of people are still struggling with this. If you don't like what you're getting, you got to change what you're giving off. And the thing is if you could just do this for 30 days, if you could just focus on how you're feeling, how you're talking to yourself, the stories you're telling yourself, what you're allowing yourself to give energy to, the places that you're going, the people that you're surrounding yourself with. If you just did this for 30 days, it would be so much more powerful than like the whisper method. Like, you guys know that whenever somebody asks me what book should I read? What manifestation method should I do? I don't know which one feels good to you, but like at the end of the day, the book isn't going to change your life and the method isn't going to change your life. The only thing that's going to change your life is by you changing how you think about yourself, how you think about life, and the energy that you're playing into and the stories that you're telling all day long, because that's the feedback loop that's giving off your electromagnetic frequency. And that's what's so important. And that's why there's like so many, like the majority of creators on here are just teaching you such toxic bullshit, because because it's like method this, method that, everyone's you pushed out, da, da, da. And it's like, no, that's not what's happening. You need to focus on you, and then your reality changes when you start focusing on you. Let me see what some of these comments say, because y'all know I just start ranting. Don't give your attention to something that is unwanted. Exactly. One of the biggest fucking ploys of the Matrix is they taught us to bitch and moan and complain, to the point where we have now created a society where we connect over bitching, moaning. I remember when I used to work for the New York State government, and it was like a weekly thing that people would be like, hey, so what bar are we going to go to after this? And then you'd go to the bar after you literally were miserable all day long. And then you're around people that you actually like because you have a connection and whatever, and you have fun with or whatever. And then we'd just be bitching about, or everyone would be complaining about the place that we just left, even though we're not there anymore. And that's what we've grown to do. And that's why 80% of the world is poor, because poor people love to bitch about money and they love to bitch about rich people. And it's like, if they just stop bitching, and if they spent all that time bitching and complaining and really just focusing on their mindset when it comes to money, how they feel about money, regulating their nervous system, they'd be so fucking rich that anytime somebody started bitching about money, they'd be like, if you want to be my friend, we can't go here. We can't go here because you're not going to take my energy. You're not going to take me into that old programming. No. And it's like, we have to stop bitching, moaning, and complaining, because abracadabra, you are speaking your life into existence. Are you speaking about things as you desire them to be? Even when, this is the thing, you guys, even when your reality isn't how you want it to be. Yes, people are going to tell you that you're fucking crazy. Don't talk to those people about it as much. Distance yourself from them until you can ground yourself into being this person that can navigate the duality of showing up differently, even when your life hasn't changed. Because that's when you become completely detached. You know who you want to be. You know the woman that you're creating, the man that you're creating. You know the life that you're creating. You know what you have and what's available for you. So you're not going to shrink yourself to match other people's energy. You're not going to shrink yourself and react out of this new character that you're building because something doesn't go the way you want. You're not going to play that game anymore, because that game is what keeps you miserable, trapped, and broke, and not having what you desire. And that's the thing, is so many people are like, but how do I detach? How do I detach? How do I detach? Thank you so much. You detach by stop giving your attention to everything outside of you. Is it what you want? No. Okay, cool. That's an old story playing out. So stop feeding it with your attention, because what you feed is going to magnify. It's going to manifest. It's going to keep recreating. If you don't like it, bye. We're putting our blinders on. Okay, I don't have as much money in my bank account that I want. Cool. I know that I could literally manifest $10,000 right now. So I'm not going to pay attention to the $100 in my bank account. I'm going to pay attention to the $10,000. I'm going to get excited about how I'm going to spend that $10,000. I'm going to feel into and talk to myself and show up like the version of me who's got 10 fucking K in the bank. Because the more I show up like the version of me that's got $100 in the bank, the more that I keep talking about and focusing on and freaking out about the $100, the universe does not respond to the amount of money in your bank account. You guys have heard me say this if you're in my programs or if you're one of my clients. The universe responds to the amount of faith in your faith account, the amount of energy in your faith account. This is an unlimited universe, but you are blocked where they do things. They're constantly limiting themselves. And so every time you limit yourself, you close a door. And if you think about the universe as limitless doorways that you could walk through at any time, if you're that person that's like, no, I can't do that because of this, if you keep concrete truth, everything in reality is subjective. Reality isn't even fucking real. So it's like I'm a one-woman show with my podcast. It is called Getting Into Alignment. It's always been on Apple, and it is now on Spotify. There's been an episode out of the country and do something nomadic, whatever it is, you now have the opportunity. And even if it's I did want to stay in that industry. Okay. What if there is the same role that you had that you really loved, and now that role is in another company and they're going to give you more PTO. They're going to pay you more. They're going to treat you better. You're going to meet the opportunities that are going to come from this, about how amazing it is. Maybe you want to end up taking, am I freezing? Is that why everyone's leaving?